what's up, you guys? It's your Drive Home Podcast. I'm your Drive Home Podcast host, Ryan. Doing another episode, a very pink episode, as you can see. We are in Season 3, Episode 3. Believe it or not, kind of doing a slow burn with this thing here. So, yikes. Hope you guys are driving safe. Hope you guys are being safe. Don't forget to follow me on all your socials. Yada, yada, yada. You guys know the drill. But yeah, I got a very special guest here today. Surprise, surprise. A good friend of mine, Laura Cooper here. What's up, Laura?
What's up?
What's up?
Your Drive Home Podcast.
What's up?
What's up?
Oh, man, my thing is loose here. But, what's going on?
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for being here.
I feel like a celebrity.
Yeah, I got it nice and pink in here for you. I know you like pink.
I do.
I also, it's kind of a challenge because I got to run some actual lights. It's so we don't just look, our skin just, well, we are pink, but you know what I mean. But, thanks for coming and being here. It certainly is nice to have a guest. You are my temporary co-host for today.
Hey, I may even take the permanent co-host job.
Who
knows?
It is available because
it is available.
It is. Well, hey, I'm not kicking Tim out or anything, but I'm just saying whatever.
You never know.
You never know. Stranger things have happened, I guess.
Right.
So what's been going on with you? Anything?
Yeah, actually, I just got back from Jamaica.
Yeah, that's right. Right. I
Yeah.
see your hoodie there. You got a what does that say on your hoodie?
It says all the things about Jamaica. One love,
One love,
Bob Marley.
the cliches.
It is, but that is all of Jamaica, though. Everyone is one love.
Really?
It is
It's
such
like that,
a beautiful, peaceful place. Yeah,
Really?
I can't wait to go back again.
Okay. That sounds awesome.
2 words, all-inclusive.
All-inclusive. What does that mean? I don't travel enough.
Dude. So that means you don't pay for anything besides tipping, essentially.
Okay, I've heard of this, except for drinks, right?
No, your
even
drinks
the
are
drinks?
included.
Oh, wow, okay.
It is insanely dangerous, to be honest, but it's nice
Really?
because obviously you're at a resort, you're not driving anywhere, you're just relaxing on the beach. So really, drinking is not like you have to worry about driving somewhere. You're safe.
Yeah.
So you kind of take advantage of it.
Yeah.
And you're kind of drinking from the moment you get up to the moment you go to sleep.
Oh, I bet.
And I'm not a drinker anymore at all. So this
Yeah.
was an experience for 5 days to be drinking like that. But
Right.
we had such a good time. They have restaurants on site that you can go to. And it's cool because you have a menu that you can order off of, but you don't get a check.
Okay.
So it's like you just leave whenever you want, and then you can tip them.
That's awesome.
And the money is worth more there. Like, U.S. money is way more, it's worth more than, like, Jamaican money. So, like, you give them $1, and they're, like, psyched.
Okay. That's awesome. Yeah, that's how it was. I've traveled a little bit. I mean, I've been to, like, Guatemala. And yeah, they are the same way. You give them 1 extra quintalo or whatever.
Yeah.
They're, whoa.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you feel rich. When you switch over that currency, you're like, whoa,
Yeah.
I'm the king of the world, basically.
Dustin gave one guy like a $10 tip, and I thought he was gonna hug him. Like it was
Probably
like, life-changing money.
Well, it is to them.
Yeah.
They don't have anything. I've seen little kids on the street selling whatever little toys that they made.
Yeah.
And tourists will buy them because I got this in Guatemala or Dominican, wherever.
Well, yeah.
And I'm one of those guys. I'm one of those gringos.
Yeah.
Get the gringo. That's awesome, though. I bet that was amazing.
Yeah, it was cool because I earned the trip for my work. It was what they call the President's Club trip, and so it was free for us.
Okay.
Everything was free.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it was definitely a huge, huge blessing. I got to go to the Bahamas last year, so
wow.
Yeah, so things are going well.
That's awesome. So that's all with work?
That's all with work,
wow, Wow, you got to get me in there.
I love my job.
Man.
I am blessed. I've been there 12 years, though. I paid my dues. So.
Yeah, that's a long time.
Yeah.
That's a long time. Yeah, you definitely did. Yeah, that's awesome. That's good for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's good to kind of get away from work and the grind and hustle and bustle. And I just took a week off last week. I was home all week, and I got sick. I was actually I know. I was gonna go to Columbus or like Cincinnati or something, and then I just started feeling sick, and I was I was sick. I talked about in the last episode. I was sick while doing it solo down here, and that sucked. That was not easy to do.
That does sound awful.
Oh, I mean, hey, I'm used to it. Well, being sick, it's just. I'll be honest with you. Even before that, like the week before that, I was sick. I had whatever cold was going around.
Yeah.
So I had that, and then I got this like norovirus or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was just sick to my stomach for a week. It was terrible. I couldn't eat anything at all. Just Cheez-Its.
There's nothing worse when you can't like eat and you have no desire to eat.
You're just drinking ginger ale and that's it. It's just yeah. You don't want to do anything, so you have no energy.
Yeah.
From eating any food.
Exactly.
So yeah, it sucks, but I think we're finally out of the woods. It's a nice day. We're starting to get some nice weather here.
We are. Thank God.
It's been like it was nice actually last week. When I was off, 60s, couple days.
There were some good days.
I opened the windows and laid on the couch sick, but at least I got that that breeze.
Yeah.
That was nice. So
exactly.
Wasn't all lost. Not all is lost.
No. Hey, being home from work is nice enough in itself.
Yeah.
So you can't complain about that.
Yeah. So thanks again for coming.
For sure.
Yeah, I want to say I don't know if you want this out there now, but. I'll say this. I'll say it this way. You and no one knows who you are. So
thanks.
Before I started this, no offense, before I started the show, I kind of was just like diving into like random podcasts and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I know something. I'll just say this. You were an inspiration. You helped aid my inspiration in starting this.
Was it my first podcast episode? My first and only?
And only. And I listened to it twice.
Really?
Yeah, I just, I was.
Oh, wow.
Well, I'll be honest with you. I was, the whole idea of just talking and speaking your mind, and it's something that I've always, I think everyone kind of longs for and kind of wants in a way. And it's something I've noticed, like you and I. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and say we grew up together. We've known each other. I want to say about 25 years.
Since
I've been thinking about.
I want to say since you were like 10 or 11. I remember.
Oh, then more than 25 years.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So it's been over.
I remember you being like 11, and they were already starting to include you in the teenage stuff.
Oh yeah. Well, my parents were like the youth leaders and stuff. But
like,
so
that's not fair. I'm 12 and I'm not allowed.
Yeah, I was already in there. Yeah. Yep. It was. We grew up together. Know each other very well. Mm-hmm. I watched, or I didn't watch anything. I heard your episode that you did, and I just the whole idea of just being able to freely speak. Oh, that's what I was going into. So we grew up in church together, and I know like when we kind of like left where we were, I started gravitating towards like the churches that were more like young adult like groups where you actually had a voice and you could speak in like a group setting, and I really anything like that I gravitated. That was actually one of the reasons why I moved way out to Youngstown for so long, because I went into a church.
That was a wild time.
Yeah, that was a church out there that had that, and I stared going there, and I'm like, and then I started dating someone there. That's why I moved out there. That was the whole reason.
I remember her.
Yeah. Well, that's a whole other thing, which I've talked about on here with my friend Chris, who I'm supposed to have on soon. I mean, it's just it's something that it's crazy to see the evolution of this and how I started and to where it is now. And I almost feel like I look around and I'm like, I don't even remember doing all this.
Yeah.
Like I don't remember, like it just happened. And I'll be honest with you, nothing really pushed me. I just started putting out content, and it all sucks. None of this is good, but it's what a lot of people are doing. It
appeals to someone. I mean, you obviously have people that are listening.
I got some people. Not many, but trying to get numbers are looking a little better. This is starting to sound really, really sad.
No, this is gonna be your biggest podcast yet. So just
the biggest one ever. All in pink.
All the listeners, all the viewers.
Right. All the things.
No, it's nice though. I mean, I wish I had continued on with what I was doing when you heard that first episode, because it was so freeing just recording that.
Yeah, you should have kept it going.
I know. I have a really hard time being consistent. Like, I'll have, like, good ideas.
Same
and then
here.
I'll start, and then if I don't have anyone else either doing it with me or pushing me, I'll just be like, eh.
Yeah.
Which sucks, but, you know.
Yeah, I'm the same way, in all honesty. And I'll be honest with you, I don't know what's been pushing me to do this. I normally do give up on... I have all this stuff, and I don't record any music.
Yeah.
Outside my band, which, by the way, after this, I got to set all that stuff up for tomorrow morning because we're recording. But, yeah, I don't know what's kind of pushed me to do this, but it's fun. It's cool getting into it, especially at the camera stuff, learning all this stuff. I was just freaking out because I had saved a session last night, put all this stuff together, and then this today. I even tested it last night. I did it, and then I turned the computer off, ate dinner, started it again, still was good. I don't know what happened, but the whole thing was corrupt. I had to restart, rebuild the whole thing. Yeah, so I was a little happy you said you were running a few minutes late because, that was rough. But by the way, you can help yourself to something to drink. I always forget to tell people help yourself. And I also forgot something else. Hold on one second. I'm such an idiot. Let me do that view over there. I meant to put this on before we even started this shit. Because it's Laura's party VIP access.
Shut the front door. Where in the world? I can't believe you have that still. Was that something my brother made before?
I don't know, but this is Laura's party.
Oh my
VIP
God.
access.
Shut the front door. I remember that, but I don't remember what birthday it was or who did that.
I want to say it was either your.
That's totally Josh. Like, that's Josh.
You think he did that?
Yeah.
I remember. I think this was the year that we played at your birthday party outside in your backyard.
Oh.
And we made and that's probably why he made these.
Yeah. That sounds about right.
And I remember we played and you and Dean were fighting on your birthday. I remember things. This is all
Dean
unlocking.
Right?
Yeah. It's I found this when my parents moved a couple of years ago. They moved and they had I had a whole bunch of old stuff like photos, and this was in there. Yeah, check it out. Here.
I am so jealous. I don't even have one of those.
You want it? It's yours. Are you sure?
No, dude. Like, you keep that. Clearly, it means a lot to you. That is badass.
Yeah.
Wow.
I couldn't believe I was so glad that I found it before you came on too, because that's
I'm gonna have to send a picture of that to Josh later.
Yeah, take a picture of it.
Yeah. He's gonna be like, I
wow.
did that, duh.
He probably did do that. That's awesome. And it probably was then. I'm gonna get something to drink. I have nothing to drink. I got cotton mouth.
Oh, thank you. Do you drink those? You drink White Claws?
I'll do like a White Claw here and there.
Here and there.
I talked about that with Jeremy because he wanted to know about my kidney transplant and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I talked about that. Like, obviously, I can't really drink. And they told me not to drink, straight up.
Yeah.
But
I would imagine.
He's like, dude, you got to live your life. You know, you can't just... You can't.
Bad advice is good in
I know.
many
It's bad.
situations.
It's bad advice. Bad advice.
In that situation, bad advice.
Well, and especially if he was telling me like how bad of an alcoholic he was and stuff. And I mean, I'll repeat it. He said it on here.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
It's not the best advice, but I did kind of see where he was coming from. I mean, hey, you know.
I think if you're like at like a wedding,
right,
maybe. But,
right.
You know, that's like happens like once to twice a year potentially.
Just like this show.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's why. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I've only done last season. I had put out almost 60 episodes, and a lot of them were like, I don't know if you've seen any of these.
I've watched
or like
some of them, yeah.
You've actually watched them
because
some of them I'm
not necessarily all the way through on all of them, but I've
I don't blame you.
Watched a lot of I've
long.
watched a lot of bits and pieces.
So there's parts or episodes where I've done it in my car. I have my phone literally up.
Those are the best, I thought.
You thought?
I thought
that's
that
what
was
everyone
so cool.
tells me.
Because
I spent all this
honestly,
freaking
I feel
money.
like that's when you started your podcast. That's how you were doing it, right?
So, yeah, I would do the studio ones, not so great, and then I started going back to the car ones. But I bought this thing on Temu, not Temu.
Temu.
It's Temu. The commercial goes, ooh ooh Temu, ooh ooh
Does
Temu.
it really? I've never seen this commercial.
They played it on the Super Bowl. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I shared it on the last
there
episode.
There was a lot going on that night.
Oh yeah. Oh no, that's a whole other thing. But yeah. So yeah, I bought this thing on Temu, whatever. That's how they talk over there. It's not.
Yeah.
They wouldn't say Temu like we do here. Temu.
Temu.
They don't talk like that. They say Temu.
Yep.
So, anyways, this thing I bought. It goes into your visor, like in your passenger visor, and it has a thing, a caddy, where you kind of like that thing where I have my phone on right there.
Yeah.
And you put your phone in, and you can zoom out or whatever, and you got your whole car.
Yeah.
And I started recording episodes like that while driving.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of felt like that was a little dangerous, and I kept saying that while doing it. Like, this is a little dangerous. I don't know.
Yeah.
This is a
it
little
has potential to be very dangerous.
So I just made sure I wasn't looking at the camera.
Yeah.
I was just kind of just looking forward at the road and talking. And then I eventually bought a lapel mic.
Yeah.
You know, have you seen these advertised, like a mic where you can connect it to a receiver to your phone and have your phone over there, and it just sounds like you're right next to your phone?
No, but that sounds cool.
That's what I bought. So I bought one of those, and that way you didn't have that distance. And I felt like you could hear like the road, some road noise. So this whole thing, man, I'll be honest, to do content like that is not easy.
No.
It's not. It's a lot of a lot of premeditated thinking like that. Like, hey, the road is making noise. So I got to have a direct mic here.
Yeah.
It's been a bear. It really has been. But I'm glad that I'm here.
Yeah.
And started from the bottom. Now I'm here.
Yeah.
You know. Now the
now
whole
you're
crew
third
here.
season in though.
Yeah. And I got to say, the first season was only 1 month. I started in 2022. It was 1 month, November to December, and I decided every new year, just a new season. I figured it'd be easy that way. So.
Hey, the first season of The Office was what, 6 episodes?
Touche.
Yeah.
So yeah, I know I had some topics.
You do.
I'll bring it up on here on my computer because let's see. Did you watch the I watched a hilarious movie last night. It was State of Something.
State of something? Are you talking about the State of the Union address?
Oh, that was what that was? I thought that was a movie. But
I did not watch it. To be honest, Dustin did watch it, but I just have no desire.
Oh, you know what? That's what people said about like that people that don't like Trump. And I would ask them, "Did you watch it?"
But he was entertaining.
I know. I'm like, what do you mean? You missed a great show.
Yeah,
it was great.
Well, and honestly, after he told me like the highlights of Biden, I was like, okay,
it was
that
good.
Probably would have been funny to watch.
Yeah.
What I want to know is, did you see what Donald Trump posted while he was watching it?
No, I didn't see that.
Oh my God. I don't know why I didn't send you that video. He literally used a Snapchat filter on Biden and Kamala Harris's face, and they look like they've got like crazy eyes and are doing that weird, creepy like smile face. Like, it's hilarious.
Oh,
I'm
man.
like, he is a savage.
Oh, he is. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. The whole thing was. They must have gave him an extra shot of like adrenochrome or something before he started that, because that was he was very loud and very like I've never seen him that amped up ever in my life
They said his goal was to prove that he's not too old, so he like overcompensated.
Yeah, and he was probably given some type of steroid, I believe. Oh, he definitely was. He was acting
who
very.
knows what they gave him?
For
what
him
kind
to
of
talk
drugs
that
the government
long.
has.
What did he do? 2 hours of talking?
All I know
something?
is he was 20 minutes late.
He was 20 minutes late.
Yeah.
You know, he probably had an accident.
And
in the
it was
bathroom.
a lot of like said it was a lot of like clapping and cheering like most of the time, like after he said like one sentence.
Oh well, that's what they do.
Yeah.
Even they did that with Trump. Every 2 seconds they stand up, even not just clapping, just standing completely. It looks like a church service. The first thing I look at, and I'm not taking any political side here. I forgot that it was on. I turned it on. I'm like, let me see this guy.
Yeah.
And let me turn this on. Because I know it's entertaining. They any drama that happens in there, they got cameras. They're on.
Oh
it.
yeah.
They want to show it. The whole thing's a performance.
It is.
It is. It totally is.
It's just all a part of the campaign.
It is. It's like it's so terrible, and it's my favorite part was when everyone started. What was it? He started talking about. Well, he started talking about when he pulled everyone from Afghanistan, and some dude with the Marines like flipped out. He's just screaming. Some hillbilly out. He was blood red, and he was screaming. They escorted him out of there. He was just screaming about the Marines or whatever, because he killed people.
Yeah.
When he did that.
Yes.
So yeah,
correct.
that was, and it was funny, like just seeing like the camera work. Like you knew, like it was so hammed up. These Republicans, like they're like doing this. Like fake yawning, the fakest yawn you've ever seen. Like you're really yawning in here. Like, are you that tired? Like,
but do you remember when it was Trump and Lady Pelosi would be behind him and all the things she would do?
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, you're on camera the whole time while he's talking. Like you are just like, be a professional woman for like a half hour, please.
Right.
Like, give it a rest. We know you don't like him. We all know.
Right. Yeah, I'm so glad that she's gone.
Yeah, same here.
Oh, God, yeah. But then we got this other girl, that AOC, and she's coming up. But again, I don't want to take a political side, even though it sounds like I am. But but
I see where you're leaning, Ryan.
Yeah, it's just I kind of wish in hindsight I didn't even turn it on, because I really just hate paying attention to it.
Yeah.
If they do debates, that's gonna be hilarious. If they actually do.
Yes, the debates are the best, and a debate between Donald Trump and Joe Biden.
Oh, especially
I will
now.
tune in for that.
Yeah, that's gonna be because I almost feel like last night Joe was more spry than he was during the last debates.
Yes.
How can you be more? How can you be more? I don't know. That was bizarre to me. That's what makes me think about like that this stuff like adrenochrome is real. You know what that is?
What is
it? It's adrenochrome. It's this gland that apparently it's a conspiracy theory thing, but it's a gland that they take from kids and they feed them to these celebrities. That's what they believe. A lot of I don't. It's a very It's the adrenal gland that they somehow cook it and eat it or whatever,
and it keeps you young.
Yeah, I mean South Park's done episodes about this. And
Jennifer Aniston, J Lo,
adrenochrome,
Salma Hayek,
adrenochrome.
Like they've all ate that then.
That's what they're saying. I mean, hey, that's just a conspiracy. I know that.
Is, of course.
What's his name? That one actor, the guy that played Jesus.
In Passion of the Christ?
Yeah, Jim Caviezel. He believes he was in that movie about the kids that came out. It was kind of like everyone was laughing about it. It was called The Sound of Freedom.
I've not seen that.
You never heard about this? Mm-hmm. So this was like a not Christian. It was actually funded by Angel Studios, which is a Christian movie, but it was not Christian. It was about all the child trafficking that goes on.
Oh, wow.
And Jim Caviezel was in it, and he hasn't done a movie since Passion of the Christ. So it's like Jesus is in it. That
was probably the ultimate payday.
Right. Well, this is Angel Studios. It's not a very big the fact that he was even doing it, but that's probably the only people that will hire him after playing Jesus. In the
once you're typecasted as Jesus, it's like, where do you go from there?
That's high.
Well, you were Jesus before, so
God, I guess maybe Evan Almighty Part 2, maybe I don't. But yeah, it's that whole thing. I guess he believes in adrenochrome and stuff. He's talked about like fields of adrenochrome. He's a little out there, I think, too. That might be another reason why he's not embraced by Hollywood. But
that could be.
He might just be a little nutty, just like look at Mel Gibson. That's his boy. So
yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, those dudes are walking hand in hand in La La Land. So it was just it's crazy. The whole political stuff. That's as political as I'm gonna get. I mean, I really don't even talk about politics on here normally, but. It's a fresh topic. It just happened. So
it just happened. It was funny for a lot of people.
It was funny for some, but not me. But what else I got? I wish I had my phone over here. I should just grab my phone. I was watching some of that Alec Baldwin trial. I don't know if you've seen any of that.
I haven't seen the trial, but I'm familiar with what happened.
Yeah. So they have, from what it sounds like, he's not going to get anything because it's not. you got to look at it like, so what, what happened. We'll kind of recap what happened. For those of you, I don't know how you wouldn't know, but he fired on the set of Rust almost 2 years ago. He there was a girl, I forget her name, unfortunately. Yeah. She was filming him doing a shot down the barrel. Say this is and the barrel had to be coming like the camera's going at the barrel. Yeah. They wanted an actual shot of that. Oh. And when he fired, it actually fired and killed her. So very sad. A lot of people wanted Alec Baldwin to go to jail because he made fun of Donald Trump for years on Saturday Night Live.
Oh, good Lord.
Yeah. So and other reasons. He's just a Hollywood guy. He's probably taking adrenochrome himself.
I mean, at the end of the day, someone gave him that prop to use.
That's exactly what's happening.
And that is 100% on that person.
Yep, and it is.
He's an actor. Did he think to go, oh, is it loaded? Or, oh, is it going to go off? No, he's an actor. He did his job.
Yeah, and it's not even just that one person. Apparently, there's two people. So there's a female range instructor, whatever. She was hired on the set of Rust. And she apparently she prepared the gun, set it so the hammer was back. She was very detailed about how she prepared the firearm, and she used what she thought were dummy rounds. And apparently these dummy rounds and the real rounds look very similar, whatever.
Why would there even be real rounds?
That's the thing. Apparently someone had a box of them on someone had a box. From what I saw on the court hearings and whatever, what little I saw, they had them there. I think what it was they were target. I mean, you're out there in the desert. Think about it. Where were I don't know where this was. Was this in Texas? Maybe.
That I don't know.
I think you got to consider where you are. Yeah. If you're in Texas, there's freaking ammo everywhere.
Yeah, true.
You're in another country basically. So if this was shot somewhere in the desert in Texas or something, then I can see why there was some on the set. Now, I don't know how it got on there, but I saw them straight up talking to the guy who put it on there. I don't know how. It's like a weird blame game. Like blame's being put on this person, the next blame's being put on the other person. And it's all falling down on this one girl that was hired, and she. It was funny because she used to look kind of crazy, have like green hair and I mean, not crazy, you know what I mean? Just kind of like eccentric. And now she's like bombshell. Like they got her
dolled her up.
Yeah. I'm like, damn, that's the same girl. Like she doesn't even look the same. Like And I was like, so that's all I really saw on that. Oh, and I also saw that they were charged for having not only, I guess it's illegal to have ammo near horses on a movie set.
Really?
Because the animal rights activists are all over that. Yeah. They don't even want you to use animals in movies. So the fact they even had horses on the set was like already kind of toting a line, but then they introduce ammunition. Yeah. And that's, I guess apparently that's against the law. It's not the Wild Wild West anymore. So
it's not the Wild West.
So yeah, I don't know. Just a couple things to talk about. I don't know. I don't want to take up too much of your time. I know we came on for a reason.
Hey, you stick to your topics.
Yeah. I'm trying to segue into things. I know that we talked a little bit earlier about. Did you have any issues when the AT&T stuff went out the other day? I want to talk about this real quick.
Are you talking about the Facebook and
I mean,
stuff?
Well, the Facebook, I think everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you have issues with Facebook? We'll start there. That just happened.
Yeah. I mean, it was like it would just go to like a login screen.
Yeah. Same here.
Yeah, and like constantly. And honestly, I put my phone down. I took a shower. I did some things, and then I came back and it was working. So I didn't really panic about it.
It was like a half hour. It wasn't long.
I was like, must be some sort of outage. And then I jumped in the shower, and by the time I was done getting ready, it was done. So.
See, my first thought was I thought that I was put in Facebook jail.
Oh, why did you do something naughty recently?
Oh, I'm always talking shit. I'm always talking. I'm telling you, like when I was on vacation last week, it was so freeing to not be on my phone constantly because I was watching movies and doing stuff down here, working on the show. I wasn't looking at the stupid ass comments on there. I wasn't looking at all the bitching and moaning that goes on. You could really go down a rabbit hole and you go nowhere. There's
actually nothing I hate more. That's something Austin does a lot is he likes to get into heated comment debates with people. And
it's hard not
it consumes him.
Yeah,
like
it's
it
hard.
will consume him to the point where you're looking straight at him, you're speaking straight to him, and he doesn't even really respond because he's so invested in the point he's trying to prove. And I'm like, don't even give these people the time of day. That's all they want to do is aggravate you.
Exactly.
Like, that's all it is.
Well, I remember I was on vacation one time and someone pissed me off, and I spent my whole vacation arguing with someone.
Yeah,
I'm out of town.
Not worth it.
Why am I arguing with this person on Facebook?
Yeah.
Mentally, I'm here in this other land, in this other world. I'm not here.
Yeah.
On vacation where it's nice. Like, it was so stupid. And then I remember on that vacation, I think what kind of clicked was I was talking to this guy. And he kept talking to me, and then he's like, "Oh, I have insomnia, so we can talk all night." And I'm like, "Okay, you know what?
No.
Just never mind. This conversation.
That's a losing battle, right?
Yeah, basically. No, I'm good, dude. I'm good. You know what?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna change a 40-year-old guy's mind. You know what I mean?
Probably not.
Like, I'm almost 40 myself. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
So I'm not. My mama taught me how to pray a long time ago. I'll say it like that. Like, I'm not gonna try and, whatever change. No one's ever changed anyone's mind. That's the thing.
No.
You've never ever been able to change someone's mind over social media. Never.
No.
The one time I had someone close to change their mind, they told me, "You make good points." They said that. "Hey, you make some good points there." But that was it. And I was like, wow, at least that's a small little victory.
I will say that's something that I do. If I'm
Yeah.
like, and I haven't done it in a long time because honestly, it can really make you feel some type of way. Like, people just start attacking you.
Oh, people will be like, "I'll kill your whole family."
So-
It's crazy.
I have a story about that.
Yeah.
But
please.
before that, I will say one thing I do is if I get into something like that, I always try to make them understand I'm trying to see your side.
Right.
I really am.
Right.
Like, I'm asking you this question because I'm interested in your thoughts.
Right.
But it doesn't even matter. If they're trying to argue, they're just going to keep arguing with you anyway. So
Right.
it doesn't matter. But
Exactly.
one thing I will say is, so last year when we were getting ready to go to Bonnaroo, there's a band that was supposed to play, and they were called Rainbow Kitten Surprise. Have you ever heard of them?
No.
So we heard them at Bonnaroo like years ago, and they were finally bringing them back. And they ended up canceling like 2 weeks or 3 weeks before because one of the band members had to have like surgery or something. So they filled it in with Grizz. Are you familiar with Grizz? So Grizz is like electronic music with like a band behind it, essentially. But Grizz was already playing at Bonnaroo. They just gave him another set. So all I said in the comments was, what a disappointment that we're not getting Rainbow Kitten Surprise and Grizz instead. Oh my God, does Grizz have a following? And I just got pummeled by people.
Oh, yeah. That's what happens.
there was hundreds of comments, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, to the point of where someone else messaged me and they're like, I'm a Grizz fan, but I feel so bad for you right now. Like, they're like, this is so ridiculous that these people are like coming at you like this. Like, when we went to Bonnaroo, I was even scared to go to Grizz's set because I was like, I feel like some people are just going to come up to me and start like going off on me.
Jeez.
But yeah, it was on this like page called Festival. Do you follow that one?
No,
Yeah,
I'm so.
Well, you don't go to a lot of festivals.
No.
So we follow Festival because whenever you go to, it's one of those pages where they always have all the information a lot of times before the announcements get made, sort of thing.
Okay.
So you'll find stuff out about the festival you're going to. And so Festival had posted this, and I didn't know this at the time, but Festival is a very big, like, electronic music type following, and I didn't know that. I just thought it was about festivals. So when they started attacking me about Grizz, I'm like, what is going on? And everyone, like, in our friend group that goes to Bonnaroo is like, oh my God, like, Festival is all about the EDM. So, like, of course you're going to get attacked. And I'm like, oh my God, I had no idea.
That'll happen, yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes, that happened to me recently, and, like, if that person that messaged me, I would. Okay, so I'll go through this and then I'll respond to that. But that happened to me recently. I was talking to you about Kill Tony.
Yeah.
And there was and I watched that whole show. So like when they played clips online, I'm like, oh, I remember seeing that. And this is what So there's this guy. His name's Cam Patterson. He's a black comedian. He's really funny. He's really wild, all over the place. And Tony had him do a set on there, and the Howie Mandel was a guest. They have like big. I know I was talking to you about.
Mandel.
Yeah, you should check this show out.
I will. I definitely will.
It's not just Tony, but he's got a sound guy, and
Yeah.
then sometimes he has a guest. Like Howie Mandel was on there. He has Joe Rogan owns the place that so he's on there all the time.
Oh wow.
And Joe Rogan's, he's annoying. He's
Yeah.
he's always drunk as hell.
I just want to see him do Fear Factor again.
Oh, that'd be great if he came
That's
back
all
with
I
that.
want him to do. I don't want him to be
Not the
funny
podcast
guy.
stuff.
No.
We'll kill Tony. Yeah. Howie Mandel. He's like, it was the one where he was on there, and he's like, and he tells first time he's seen Cam Patterson, he's a new comic, and he's like, man, you were great. And Howie just talks to hear himself talk. He he talked way too much. The guest is just supposed to kind of give it almost like American Idol. After the person's done, they give advice. Hey, you should do this and do
like
pointers. Yeah,
tips.
and he's talking the whole time. Anyways, he's like, yeah, you remind me of I felt like Richard Pryor was here. You're gonna like, and I said, and this is what I commented as a white guy. Okay, I guess I said that's completely offensive to compare him to one of the greatest comics ever, and people got upset that I said that. One of the greatest comics. Pryor is one of the best comics of all time. And
so what did everyone have a problem with exactly about that? Like,
oh, I don't know, because what I did was I ignored all of it.
Just walked away.
I posted and ghosted.
Yeah,
I didn't want to look at anything.
That's your best bet, though. Keep your peace.
Exactly. So if someone would have, because I had just started. This was right before my vacation I just took, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna be off. Not even on my phone. I don't care. Whatever. And if someone would have messaged me, I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I posted and ghosted, baby. Posted and ghosted. But yeah, I mean that's crazy.
I love that. I'm gonna use that now.
Yeah, post and ghost. That's a Joe Rogan thing too.
Oh,
I rip off everyone. I really do. But yeah, that's really awesome though. I know you guys go to a lot of festivals. That's really cool. That's something I never really. I mean, I had a great time when we went to. I think I talked about that concert with Allie when she was on.
That was
a couple
such
months
a good
ago.
time that time.
That was.
I love that. I had so much fun.
And the fact that it was a Friday night after work.
It was such a small venue too, but it was
so
like
small.
huge bands.
It
that
was
were there.
huge, and there was a lot of people there.
Yeah,
it was insane.
It was fun.
I almost had a panic attack at that show.
No,
because there was one point. I looked around, and we were so far in there. There were so many people, and I'm like, "Oh my god, we're in the middle of like so many people right now."
Yeah,
so many people. But
I've done that before though. When we went to Sonic,
attack?
Oh, dude,
really?
Last year we were at Sonic Temple. Kiss was playing, and me and Dustin are literally in the center, in the thick of all these people, and I was having fun until I looked around. No lie.
Yeah.
Like, if I just like stay like looking at Dustin or looking at the band or taking photos or videos, whatever. But when I actually start to look and I'm like, if I need to get out of here, how am I going to get out of here? I'll start to think about it in my head.
That's what I said to Allie.
It was like the third to last song. You could tell they were like getting into like their big hits and they were probably going to end soon. And like I just book it, and Dustin's like, "Don't leave now." And I'm like, I gotta go. And I went to the side and got out of the crowd and just had to like sit down for a second. It was so bad. But then we were good, and then we worked our way back into the crowd. But I had a legit panic attack.
Wow.
Yeah.
No,
no fun.
I think what happened with me is the pandemic. Like I hadn't really went anywhere, and that was like the first time I've been in a big crowd like that since before that. Like honestly. Like I'm trying to think. Even like Warped Tour was never really that crowded. It was kind of like
congested like that.
Not congested. No. I last time I was around that maybe when I saw Dave Matthews at Blossom back in 2012.
Oh wow!
And that was a long time ago, so it was like
maybe
it was
you need to
rare.
Get some more concerts. We're gonna get you out this year.
I don't go out enough. That's the problem. I play a lot of shows. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I play a lot of shows, but they're not good shows. They're usually for some fly by night touring band.
Yeah.
Which we played. We opened for some guy named William Matheny, and he was really good. We played in the. Have you ever been to the tavern, the Beachland Tavern? Small. It's like the Beachland. It's in the Beachland Ballroom, but it's in the tavern next door.
Oh, yeah.
It's small.
So I think when we saw Andy Frasco, that's where he played, was on that side.
Yeah, it's a small stage.
Yeah.
We play there all the time. Well, we saw this guy there. I forgot his name already. Whatever I just said. So reference
William
to
Nathany?
Yes, there you go. Yeah, something. I guess there was no one there but us. So we all stuck around just to watch their show, and they just played the whole thing to an empty room. It was so depressing. But he's now like playing sold out arenas with I think Toby Keith or something.
No way.
Or something. I think that's who it is.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, hey, whatever, he sold out, but whatever.
Yeah.
Good on him. But yeah, man. I mean, hey, we can go down the rabbit hole with anything, but especially like, growing up together, so many memories.
Yeah.
So many. Actually, I wore this shirt on purpose because I remember it's a Me Without You shirt. Remember?
I see that.
Remember when we went to go see them, and then you wanted to leave early and.
Was that the night I was wearing the boots and my feet hurt so bad?
I don't know. It was so
that
hot
at
in
the
there.
grog shop?
It was hot in there.
It
like
wasn't
stifling.
because it was hot, though. I wore boots that night.
Oh, really?
If it was the one at the grog shop that I'm thinking of, and I think it was, my feet
there was so many people there.
Bad, and it was so congested in there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, then that's what it was.
You were cool with leaving early, yes?
I said that, but no. Not now. No, I was not.
Aww.
And they're no longer a band. So
I'm
that
sorry.
I missed the end of that
the real
set.
reason you have me on the podcast.
Right, to
call
talk
me out
about
for
that
this.
shit. I'm still pissed. No, I think we saw most of the set, and then they started playing extra songs that I didn't know they were gonna play.
They did. They
And
went
then-
really long.
And then I
is
was
what
like,
it was.
all right, let's go.
I was like,
I
why
love
are they
them.
still playing?
Because they're amazing. That's why.
I know. They
I
were
wish-
more like a band that you
I
really
know.
wanted to see.
It was a different
and we
thing.
just for years have always gone to concerts together. Remember, I dragged you out
Yeah.
to see State Champs, and you didn't even
Yeah.
know who they were.
They were okay though. They were like
I'll
pop
never
punk.
forget that. I texted you and said, "Do you want to go see State Champs?" And you literally thought we were going to see a basketball team. I was like, "No, Ryan."
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
It's a band.
Yeah, is that a band? Well, I mean, is that a team? What is that?
And then you joked all night. You're like, "They played nothing but the hits." I'm like, "You don't even know who they are."
Wow. Yeah, I
Yeah.
barely remember that. Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. They played all the hits.
Yep.
Oh man, that was at the Agora, right?
Yeah.
The Agora Ballroom.
Yep. It was.
I remember. Yeah, I haven't been there. Last time I went to Agora was to see Louis C.K. Believe it or not, he was doing a
Really?
comedy show.
They're
in the
doing a
theater.
lot more comedy there.
It's-
There's a guy that we saw on Netflix recently that we want to go see there. Now I can't think of his freaking name. He's a comedian. He's got like long hair, glasses, and he always wears a hat.
I know you're talking about.
I can't think of his name though. It's not like a household name in my opinion, so you may
Um,
not know who he is, but
Oh man,
that's
Yeah, it
gonna
sounds
drive
familiar.
me nuts.
Yeah, yeah, a lot of comedy. Ever since they renovated in there, it looks a lot nicer in
Yeah.
there, and yeah, it's a good thing.
Mhm.
So, yeah, but I need to go to more shows this year for sure.
You do. We'll make sure that we let you know. We're gonna go see Avenged Sevenfold tomorrow. Do you like them?
Oh yeah, they've been talking about that on Rover, giving away.
Yeah.
they were giving away tickets for that and
We
a meet
saw
and
them at
greet.
Sonic Temple last year. They were really good.
Yeah, that music, I don't know. They're okay. It's like almost out of date now.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
But the singer, man, he's a
Oh, he is really
tall
good.
drink of water. Yeah.
Yeah, he's good. Tall drink of water on a hot summer day.
Yeah.
Let me see. I don't know what else we can get into here.
I want to talk about growing up in church, Ryan.
Yeah, we can talk about that a little bit. You want to take a quick break?
We can.
Just a real quick break, and we'll
Yeah.
come back. We'll talk about more of actually, we all grew up together.
We did.
Well, we'll talk about
Yeah.
that. So, yeah, let's take a quick short break, and we'll be right back. Hang on.
Okay.
And we're back. We are back on your Drive Home podcast. So, that's my word.
That's my word.
Sponsored by Zippix 2 Picks. Zippix. Zip more, smoke less. Zippix 2 Picks.
Is that an official sponsorship by Zippix?
No, but I'm trying to get one, so hit me up, zippixtoothpicks.com.
Yeah, make sure you
today.
tag them in this episode.
Warning, this product does not contain... Oh, it does contain... I'm not a good sponsor, sorry. This product does contain nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So yeah, we're back, and I know we wanted to talk about... growing up in church or whatever, and all that fun stuff. I actually had a guy, his name's Jonathan Malm, on the show last season. He does like a lot of memes. Have you ever seen, like, I don't know how your algorithm is on Instagram, but mine's a lot of like Christian, like, no, you don't see any of that stuff, huh?
No, my algorithm is a lot of like dog videos.
I got some of that too.
Comedians, cooking videos.
Okay.
And then like travel stuff, music stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's about it.
Probably because you never really like I played in worship bands like up until recently. Mm-hmm. So I'm very like I know a lot of that kind of stuff. So there's a lot of these not websites, but there's a lot of these Instagram handles or whatever that are they almost like they're making fun of. Not making fun. Well, you know what I mean. It's comical in a way. You get it. And there's some, but Jonathan Malm, he's one that he's more of a meme creator or a real creator. He kind of like he doesn't really like he does like the voiceover stuff. He doesn't like use his voice, but he does a lot of voiceover.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. He's great, and he wrote a book called about church burnout. Because people that work in these big churches, they get burnt out from doing volunteer work, essentially, because they're not, half of them aren't getting paid. Most of them aren't getting paid. So he wrote a book called Don't Burn Out, Burn Bright. And I
like that, though.
It's a good concept. And you can use it for a business idea or whatever. I mean, there's a lot of him. He co-wrote it, actually, with another guy. I can't forget his name. What is his name? But, yeah, it was a good time. Tim was on with him. He was actually on twice, and we talked a lot about that kind of stuff, church. And we kind of grew up in I don't know, what would you say, pretty legalistic, fairly, I don't know, not really legalistic. I mean, the Church of God itself is legalistic.
I mean, church in itself is essentially, number one, it's a business. Well, no matter what anyone says. And the Church of God was very much set up like government.
Well, yeah.
So, and I remember when I was going through the MAP program, which was the Ministerial Affirmation Program.
Yeah.
Because I used to want to be a youth leader. Like, that used to be, like, what I wanted to do. And, I mean, when you go to, like, a state office and you, like, it's just... It takes away from like what church is to you. It really, you see like how the sauce is made, I guess, so to speak, and you're just like, it's kind of weird. And I remember they took us to the houses of like all the big uppers in the state, like the state overseer, the youth's overseer, so we could see their houses.
Wow.
And I remember talking like amongst ourselves between like the people that were in our group, and they're like, yeah, they do this because they want you to see what you could potentially have someday if you work your way up. And I was like, that's weird.
Yeah, that is kind of weird.
Like, I thought we were over here because like it was like a luncheon, and they're like, oh no, they want you to see their homes.
Oh yeah,
because they're owned by the Church of God.
Right.
There's like a little neighborhood in Bath, Ohio, specifically for, Northern Ohio at least, where they all lived like in like a cul-de-sac together, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
And like these were like MTV Cribs style houses. Like I will never forget it. I was like, I don't even think I'm rich enough to be here right now.
Right. Jeez.
Yeah, it was very awkward, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. as much as I'm not involved in like a church today,
Yeah.
I will always appreciate coming from there, even if there was a lot of things that happened along the way that were a little weird or that ruffled feathers. Like, I have like a perspective about life that's different because my family made sure I went to church.
Yeah.
So I'm very appreciative of that.
Okay.
But it's funny because now that like I don't go there, I don't know if you know, but like that church is completely night and day different from when we grew up.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, I heard it's a large Latino
yes,
congregation.
It is.
Yeah,
but
I mean that area, that's like inner city area.
Yeah,
right outside of it. Basically.
Yeah, I mean you're right across from Rhodes High School, which I went to, which is pretty hood. Like,
yeah,
I mean, come on, but you know. The interesting thing about that church was when we were growing up in it was that, if you remember, the pastor's family, it was like they were on display at all times.
Oh, yeah.
The music, even when drama started to become a thing, like they were very heavily involved in that.
Yep. Well, sure.
And like now if you go there, most of them don't even sing in the praise team anymore.
Yeah.
Or go.
Or even go.
Yeah. It's just so different. And I remember when we were growing up, it was like if there was like a special service or if like there was something with the music.
Oh, Tim.
My gosh.
By the way, me and Tim and Laura all grew up in the same church. We're talking about the same church that me and Tim talk about all the time. All right. Sorry to cut you off.
No, you're fine. But I just remember like so many times where it was like they needed a drummer for something and like they would always pick within the family, but it was like you were just such a superior drummer, and it was like, come on, guys, like
they did that.
It's not all about having like your family on display and always, and I think there was. I don't want to say there was like a malintent with it, but I will never forget one time when we were doing a Christmas play, and it was a musical, and it was me, Amanda, I want to say Jessica Burgess, and then one other person, and they were going to have one of us do like a line of one of the songs like by herself because it was like a solo. And I practiced so hard because I wanted to do it so bad, and I'll never forget, like, I sounded so good to the point of where your mom pulled me aside and was like, I've never heard you sing like that. And I was like, I have been practicing.
Yeah, you're practicing.
Like, I wanted to do it so bad.
I got it. You nailed it.
But someone else did not sing so well that day, and then they were like, oh, we don't need a soloist. We'll just have everyone sing it together. And I was like, why? Because your grandchild didn't nail it? Like, that's
I feel like I remember this.
But that's what happened, though.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's so insane. Because you thought you were going to be able to just give it to them, but then it was so obvious they didn't earn it.
Right,
so,
yeah. It's weird.
And I must say, I adore Amanda, so I'm not saying anything. Like, I love her to death, but she was so young at the time. Like, her voice hadn't even developed yet. So I was like, and my voice had just, like, gotten really... And I don't even think I have that great of a voice, but I was able to sing on key and on point. And like I said, your mom was like impressed. So that I knew was like, that's a compliment in itself.
Sure.
When she's impressed. So I'm still speechless about it to this day because I'm like, what happened?
Yeah. Well, that's.
But there was things like that all the time that would happen.
Yeah, that kind of stuff would happen all the time. And unfortunately, that those type of churches that are family ran, that's how it goes, is they keep everything within the family.
Yeah.
And that was what happened with my parents. So you were saying earlier how, like, I was in the youth group at, like, 10.
Yeah.
My parents were in charge. Well, they took that from them. My parents were no longer in charge of the youth after, like, maybe, like, 2001 or something. And then they gave that to within the family.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised my parents kept going there after that. I would have left, on all honesty, but they kept going.
Though. That's integrity, though.
Well, I think that they gave them the young adults after that.
They did. I do remember that.
That's how they.
We used to have it as special services, like I don't know if it was every Saturday, but maybe it was like once a month on Saturdays.
Once a month
in the youth building.
I remember that.
I remember those services. Yeah.
Well, I felt like we were breaking away, like we were doing our own thing, and it wasn't like on Wednesday nights we would. So I remember, you used to sing all the time. So we used to every Wednesday night I'd play guitar, we'd sing songs, and and we'd play like "Dare You to Move" by Switchfoot all the time.
Yep.
It's crazy, and we play that kind of stuff. And I felt like they just kind of tolerated it. They didn't really want us to do it, but they knew that it was good, and it'd be just, I hate to say it, just stupid to. I was gonna say a different word, but just completely dumb to not have someone do that can, and you need it in your youth.
Right.
But anyways, but once I turned 18, they kicked me out of there. They're like, no. And then I guess they just started doing soundtracks or something. But like, that was when we started doing the young adults, and we started having the young adult service, and that was fun. Yeah, that was. It was. It felt like we were breaking free a little bit in a way, and again going with the whole wanting to be having a voice, and we kind of did that kind of stuff there too, open discussion, and that was always fun. Young adults is fun. It's always fun to, you know.
You have to have something like that in your church, though, because once people get out of their teen years, what is keeping them there? If you're not married with a family, if you're married with a family, it's a totally different story. But when you're a single young adult, what really keeps you going? It's hard.
I know,
because you start to feel like you don't fit in instantly.
Well, yeah, they make you go sit with the adults in the boring service, and you know that was it sucked. That's exactly what happened. It happens all the time. There used to be like a statistic. I remember they would say it was like one in every. It was like it was like maybe like 2 in every 5 of you are gonna come back or something like that. I think it's like 1 in every 5 or something like that now. It's sad. Yeah. But yeah, Tim and I actually had some photos actually sitting right here, believe it or not.
Oh wow. Oh my God.
Of
you keep everything.
I
That's
do.
awesome.
I really do. So here's a picture of here's Tim actually playing guitar. I'll show the camera, then I'll hand it to you.
Yeah.
Tim. He's playing guitar at I want to say that was like my 18th birthday party. And we had like outside. Here.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
I don't think Tim's even seen that photo.
That's so crazy. Was that when he was first learning how to play?
I think that was when that was his first acoustic, and
they were starting those lessons
your brother
with my brother,
yeah, your brother was teaching him how to play.
Yep.
Then we got let's see. I got such weird photos here. Do you remember this girl that I dated back in the day? Not to change subjects or anything, but do you remember her?
Wait a second.
It's hard to see. And Alex.
Who is that?
Oh my God! Here, you're gonna die. Remember Alex, my friend?
Oh, I do.
My friend.
I do not. I vaguely remember this girl, actually, now that I see her.
Her name was Crystal.
Yes.
Yeah. And that
What's funny is in this picture, you can't tell how short she is, but she was tiny, right?
She was very short.
Yeah, I thought so. Okay.
And do you remember Alex at all?
Oh,
he was an idiot. Yeah. he's a moron.
I do remember him well. He was funny.
Yeah, he was funny. He was my neighbor behind, man, me and him, we had some time together. So, oh man, I thought I had more photos than that. Well, here's me and Rosie. Not a good camera angle.
Where is that? Is that at McDonald's? Where are you guys at there? Or is that like a church dinner?
I want to say this was a picnic at the church picnic that you know when we used to go to that picnic. I can actually swing this over here.
Oh yeah, good idea.
So that was
she looks pretty thrilled here.
Yeah, that was
what a photo. Why did someone take this photo?
I know, it's terrible.
Both were not ready at all.
No, neither of us looked good in that photo. I hate to say. It was because
you look so mad too that someone's taking the photo.
Yeah, we were probably fighting.
Looks like it could have been.
That's probably what was going on. It was probably a hot day too.
Yeah.
And here's another photo of me wearing. I've talked about her before on here. We dated for years, but I'm like wearing her jacket and carrying her purse at Winterfest. Yeah, you like that?
I love that. That's amazing.
You might have taken that photo.
I probably did, and probably put you up to it.
These are just like random photos. I'm not even going to show
So funny.
I'm not even going to show this photo.
Why?
Because I don't know why I have this.
I don't either.
Other than she gave it
because
to
she
me.
used to hand them out almost like a calling card.
Oh yeah. Here's my headshot.
Love her to death, but dear Lord.
Right. That's a whole podcast.
That is a whole episode itself. Don't ever have her down in this basement by yourself.
That would be more of a casting couch, I think.
Oh my God.
Sorry. Come on.
Ba-doom ching.
Had to get one in. So, yeah, I actually got some photos in here actually loaded up. Those are just ones I just had literally just sitting around.
I wish I had stuff like that. I've gotten rid of so much stuff.
Here's me and your brother.
Oh my God, I know when that was.
That was his 30th birthday.
That was his birthday party. Yeah,
30th
at that
birthday.
Winking Lizard in Lakewood.
That is the in case you recognize that guy, he is the dad from Uploads of Fun.
Yes, it is.
So a little plug in there for them. Actually, this is a little collage. I'll let that roll.
Oh,
So,
fun.
Yeah. So I really prepared for this.
I love it.
I try my best.
Aww.
So that was, I want to say, when we saw House of Heroes
at Musica
at
in Akron.
Musica.
Yep.
That was awesome.
That was a good time. I love Musica. That's a good venue.
That was the last time I saw House of Heroes. They play like pop-up shows in Columbus every now and then.
They're from there, right?
Yeah, and I always miss it. Or Cincinnati, I think. That's where they're from.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a little far.
Like 4 hours. It's not the worst. But
Yep. I don't know why this is so... It's kind of slow. Sorry.
You just want us to stare at this photo forever.
Just stare
Let
at
it burn
this.
in your brain. Oh, I remember that. That was prom, right?
That's Josh and Rachel's...
That was Josh and Rachel's wedding.
So that was...
Wait, no. That's not Josh and Rachel's wedding. That's Amanda Budar's wedding.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We did the
'Cause they
purple.
had those
I was gonna
purple,
say,
yeah.
Yep, and we did it in that church. Yeah, so that's what that was. Man,
yeah.
It's funny how my memory
I remember
just...
I did her makeup that day.
Jeez.
Yep. Aw. I remember that. I have the cutest picture of Amanda holding my nephew Jackson, and now...
Really?
He's so tall. Oh, my God. I can't wait until she sees him one day. Aw, this is when we were all very emo.
That's exactly what I said when I saw that. This is your emo phase.
This is my emo phase. My hair was jet black like a witch.
Yep. I was coming out of my emo phase there.
You were trying to lighten up a little bit.
Right. I was in an indie band, I think.
Yep.
And we were trying to be a little...
Was that when you were in The Taller We Grow?
Yep. And I couldn't... Yeah. Andrew Arbogast, shout out. I know he's one of my listeners.
Oh, I remember this.
This was at... You know where this was?
That bar.
The one that me and Tim would always go to.
Yes, and that night we went to Denny's with Tim. I remember
yes!
that.
I wish he was here. Oh, I wish he was here.
I had just lost a bunch of weight right before that night, and I was, like, feeling myself.
Oh, yeah? Nice.
I think I hit on Tim that night when he was married. I was
Dude, I was so dark there.
You look super tan.
I was living in Chillicothe, Ohio, and I had drove from 4 hours.
Yeah.
To go see you guys at that bar.
That was at Amanda Budar's birthday party.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was a fun time.
I remember that.
That was also, I think, when I came back from Chillicothe.
Yeah.
Not long after the other photo.
I remember. Do you remember that night you fell asleep on our couch, and we had played a movie that night when we fell asleep, and you got up in the morning, you were so angry, you're like, I didn't know how to turn the TV off, and every time I look up, it's just McConaughey. I was like, oh my God, we were rolling.
And that was me and my emo phase.
That was when you were very emo. Yes.
I kind of miss that hair. That's sweet hair. That was
You were too white
greasy.
then for it, though.
I know, too
If you did it with
pasty.
the tan, would probably look better.
Right. So that was inside of a mall. I want to say that was Midway Mall, believe it or not.
Okay.
In Elyria. And they had a photo booth, and you just take a photo, and it was a painting.
Aw,
Early
that's cute.
AI.
Rosie looks really pretty there.
And that's it, I think.
I'm surprised you did not include the photo of you and Billy with the cell phone that we've laughed about for years.
I should have
How
put
is that
that in
not
there.
in here, Ryan?
Damn it. Damn it.
It was from that same night.
Damn it all. So yeah, I think I had some more I thought I had some more photos. Oh, I guess these are the same photos. Yeah, I guess that was all the photos I had in a pinch. And I was asking you if you had any, and you're like, oh, let me see. So, yeah, we all grew up together,
Yeah.
for years and years and years, and And geez, yeah, me and Rosie dated. I want to say, I kept saying like we dated 10 years. We didn't.
No.
We dated. I was about 20 or 21 when we broke up, somewhere around there. Because I know I was able to drink.
Yes.
And I was always drinking all the time. I was an idiot. And
that's what you do when you turn 21.
Yeah, but we like to promote safe driving on your Drive Home podcast.
Yes, absolutely.
Always got to go back to that. So
yes.
You never drink and drive. So yeah, it's just crazy how time flies. That's exactly what I was telling Jeremy a couple episodes ago. Just like the time that I had saw him. Like me and Jeremy met. We met when we were like kids at a talent show, and then we didn't see each other until we were in a band together, and then we didn't see each other again until Melt in 2016. We ran into each other when he was working at Melt.
Yeah.
And then we saw each other again. It was almost the same amount of time. We were going over it in the episode that we did, like how much time went. It was weird.
Yeah.
But yeah. I don't know how you want to bring this up, but I'll really try my best here to segue.
I'm gonna need you to edit in a good segue.
Oh, I'm gonna edit the shit out of this one. This has been all over the place, but yeah, no, I'm trying to think. So you know, so many shows we used to go to.
So one thing I'll say is, this will help you.
Yeah.
When you started dating Rosie, I would say I had known her for most of her life, but I wouldn't say that like her and I were friends then. Yeah. It was when you and her started dating. I'll never forget at Winterfest, because we helped it become official, me and Jessica. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
We were like, Rosie, we called, well,
so
you may not remember, but I don't know why. This is like clear in my mind right now. We were in our room in our hotel. Rosie was in a different room with a different chaperone, and we were like, we called her and we're like, so Ryan likes you, and you guys are going to go out. Like, I need to know, like, you like him, right? And she was like, yeah. And I'm like, well, come out in the hallway right now if you want to date him. And she popped her little head out. And me and Jessica were like, yeah. And then we threatened her, don't you dare hurt Ryan or we'll come after you.
Oh.
And then what was crazy was her and I really started getting super close because you were in my brother's band,
right?
And like
other bands,
yeah. And we would go to every show.
Right.
When you guys got merch, we would work the merch stand. Yep. So her and I started spending tons of time together, and we really became just the best of friends.
Yeah,
and super close. Like I felt like I had like a sister. And
yeah.
I'd always wanted a sister. I only had an older brother, and she was like having like a little sister.
Right.
Like, it was awesome.
Right. Yeah, I definitely always got that vibe from you guys.
Yeah.
It was always awesome. Fun times.
Yeah.
It sucks that, you what was the quote that Andy said in the office? You don't know the good times
until they're gone.
Well, no, he said, I wish there was a way that you knew you're having.
You're in the good times.
While you're having them. You know what I mean?
Me cry.
And I know it's even better. It's an even better one. But
yeah.
But yeah, it's a good one. I wish I had more content revolving around that, but there was so speaking of all of us growing up and everything, and there's been times where I'm sure there's been times where you and I have not seen eye to eye on stuff, and
oh yeah,
and there's been you duke it out with your loved ones and whatnot, and so that being said, without further ado, yeah. So this was I'm gonna have to zoom in. Oh, hold on, let me do this.
Oh, wow.
Okay, I got this. Okay, so apparently, and what was this, like a year ago?
No. This was this year. This was this Brown season.
Okay, so I guess she went out was it just friends of hers? I don't know.
To her left is her cousin.
Okay.
I don't know who the other guy is. The guy on the far left is her cousin's, dude, which is I thought was weird when I saw his photo because someone was sitting in between them. But hey,
yeah, that is weird.
But I was like, whatever. Yeah.
Okay, so they went out, whatever, and I don't know any of the backstory to this. What was like? Were you guys supposed to go somewhere
No.
that day or anything
No.
together? Were you
No.
guys supposed to? Okay, so she was just going to a game. Whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Nothing. No harm. No foul there.
Right.
Well, other than what happened on the out in the. Well, I don't know sports well enough to pull that pun off. But what's happened on the green? You know.
Right.
Okay. So this was what, about a year ago? You said maybe 6 months ago. What was it?
This was. So, okay. I mean, we could probably look at the Browns schedule if you want like a specific date. But
Is it that
would
important?
Say, no, obviously not. But it was during this current Browns season, or this most recent Browns
Deep
season, I
dive?
should say.
Okay. All right. So then this, not long, I think, after this post was posted, I'll read it. You want me to read it? I'll read it.
Please do.
And it says, and I quote, "People that roll to the Browns game only when it's free and with 49ers fans are a bunch of rejects. The type of people I've never accepted into my circle. Their husbands are simps who listen to Nickelback and live in a trailer. They clearly are mentally challenged and obviously voted for Joe Biden. Much like the same type that traveled to Michigan to buy cancer-causing buds just because they were never properly plugged in the first time around. Get f***ed or get cucked."
Oh my God.
Anonymous.
Anonymous.
Well, I did a little edit there.
I feel you.
So-
I feel you.
So that was what was posted,
Yeah.
and I gotta tell you, my bad. I told you I didn't know. I didn't have. I know I told you I didn't.
Know what the post was.
Yeah, but then I asked you for the photo, and you didn't have it.
Nope.
So
But someone else did.
I was able to retrieve that photo because
Yeah.
I'm an excellent journalist.
Yes, you.
No.
Top of your
right.
class.
Right. So I don't know, man. I listen. I told you guys I didn't want to get in the middle of this shit. Now we're doing a fucking podcast. What the
You're
fuck?
pretty much in dead center right now, right?
Pretty much. I mean, it doesn't get more
Well,
center than this.
You know, I would like to first start by saying, to be clear here, I am not the one that made that post. Right?
Yeah.
You understand that?
Fair
Okay.
enough.
So, I remember I wasn't at the game that day. Who's my significant other, he has season tickets. He goes to every single game. He also tailgates before every single game, like most Browns fans do.
Sure.
So at the time that post was made, he was probably at the height of inebriation to the point of
Sure.
where that to him was a funny joke versus it was going to hurt someone's feelings.
Typical ball busting.
Yeah. Yes.
That's exactly what I got from that. Like, go on.
Yeah. So, but I saw it and right away I was like, I texted him and I said, you have to take that down.
Yeah.
Like, you can't leave that up. You know who it's directed at. It's not even like vague enough to where someone could be like, is that about me? Like, no, like you have to take this down.
Yeah.
And I remember he was so drunk and he texted me back and was like, ha, wait until they see my edit. And I didn't even see the edited version because then he was going to add to it. So who knows?
Oh, beyond
who
that?
knows? There might have been another post. I really don't even know. And I remember I was like, you know, she's one of those people where she probably didn't even see it yet. So hopefully no harm, no foul.
Right.
That was like my hope. Like, please don't let her have seen that. And I didn't think anything of it because I never heard from her. Because my thought was, if she saw that, she's going to be pissed and she's going to say something to me.
It's pretty
It
specific.
was messed up. I mean, yes, I know, like, you get the gist of as a guy, and, you know, I mean, it's like...
Yeah.
Yeah. So, 2 days later, I remember, you know, Dustin and I were kind of sitting there just kind of chatting, and that came up, that post. And I was like, yeah, dude, I wish you wouldn't have did that. I'm like, but luckily, like, I don't think Rosie saw it because she never said anything to me, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, oh, have you texted her? And I was like, well, no, but her and I, frankly, you know, don't talk as often as we used to. Like, so it's not unusual that we haven't talked in a couple days.
Mm-hmm.
And so I wanted to pull the picture back up because I was like, let me even look at that picture. I'm like, I'm pretty sure she was wearing Browns gear in the picture. Like, who cares?
Yeah,
like, whatever.
Was she? I don't
she
remember.
is. She was wearing a Browns hat. Did you just,
We'll go back to it.
Yeah, go back to the
on.
picture. You can leave the picture up while we chat.
Right.
But yeah, so I was like, well, dude, like, who cares? You know, if she
Right.
went with that. I'm like, that's her cousin. Like, he's met her cousin and his, and her husband or fiance, whatever he is to her.
I don't mean to laugh, but there's like a collage of what. Sorry. We'll put it on that one. How's that sound?
That works for me. And when I went to look up her page, I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
She deleted me. And then I realized, no, she blocked me. And I was like, okay. I'm like, that's interesting since I'm the one who didn't even do this, but okay.
Yeah.
And then I noticed I was blocked on Instagram. I tried to text her at this time and realized I was blocked from texting. And then I was like, well, last ditch effort. Am I blocked on Snapchat? Yep, blocked there too. So I was just like, wow, like, and I didn't even do this. And it was like, I can't even get a hold of her to say anything. Like, you know, it felt so unfair towards me because, you know, I did prepare something, but today after, you know, and I kind of talked about me coming on here to talk about this specifically, he was actually okay with me sharing something that I didn't think he would be. But, you know, he had something, you know, happen a few years back where, you know, that he had gotten some charges due to some, you know, marijuana being in our vehicle on the way home from a trip. And it was a horrible situation because, you know, if you get pulled over and you're not, first of all, if you're not in like your local area, number one, and you have a large quantity of something like that, they just assume the worst. They're like, oh, you're trafficking.
Right, first thing.
And you're just like, no, like we had literally just drove back from vacation. We're like, that's why. And plus his mom flew back. And you know her, she's an old hippie. Like, she had her own stash. So it was like, it looked like more than it really even was. And and you know, make a long story short, like, that was very hard for me. And I really didn't have anyone I could share that with because that was something that we were really keeping, you know, to ourselves. No one needed to know. It's no one's business. I didn't want anyone to look at him differently because of it, because it was a very unfortunate situation.
Yeah.
He was put in that wasn't what it was because of stuff that happened when he was 18. It was like they pulled up, you know, something that had happened when he was 18, and then they judged the situation based on that, is kind of long story short.
It's a broken system, especially these days when they're trying to change the law and everything. They want to stick it to you if they can. For sure.
And we were dealing with state troopers, so that's like the worst of the cops that you can deal with.
They'll
like,
give their own mother a ticket.
Yes.
They're terrible.
So it was a horrible situation, and I confided in Rosie about that. And she went and told a bunch of people about it.
She told me.
She told you, but she told other people.
Okay, I thought it was just me.
Well, because after this whole situation happened, Jason actually reached out to her cousin's husband because they had met before. And he said that, like, she's told them all about it. She told them, like, not to deal with him, not to really be friends with him because this was going on and this and that. But then come to find out, her cousin's husband or fiance told him that, like, yeah, like, we know all about that case, dude. Like, she told us all about it and was talking crap about you guys and this. And I was just like, you know, but let me stay on topic here. But when that happened, when I found out that she had told, the reason we found out is because Dustin was getting his hair cut by his barber, and his barber said to him, you know, oh, I heard you got this going on. And he was like, wait, what? Like, how do you know this? Yeah. And you know how it happened. But that's neither here nor there right now. But I remember I could have done what she did. At that point, I could have blocked her. I could have removed her from my life because that was a complete violation of my trust. Like, when you're someone's best friend, like, you tell them things and you just assume you don't even have to say don't tell anyone. But I even told her, please don't tell anyone about this.
Yeah.
Specifically you, just because of what it was about, even too.
Yeah.
Like, please just keep this between you and I is you know, the gist of it. And I even told her, I was like, I understand if you tell Mark, you know, that's your husband, you know, but, like, please just keep it amongst, like, family. Yeah. And I didn't, though. I called her and I said, look, I need you to answer something for me. Did you tell Ryan about what's going on with Dustin? And it was a quick no. And I was like, all right, well, I'm going to ask you one more time because I know the answer to this question, okay? And then she's like, yeah. And I'm like, why? Like, in what world did you think that was your business to share with people? And she was just like, well, we're just worried about... And I'm like, Rosie, stop right there. You were gossiping. Like, that's what this was.
Well, to me...
I mean, tell me your view on it.
To me, when she told me...
Yeah.
I mean, my first reaction was, I'm not surprised. I hate to say that. I wasn't surprised.
Yeah, I mean, you can say that.
And I will also say it was concerning. I mean, that is heavy stuff.
It is. Yeah.
And I think other people outside of me, that's an issue. But me, it wasn't like a... And I'm going to have to edit this. It wasn't but it wasn't like... There was kind of a reason why I wasn't, like, trying to come around.
Understood.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's nothing towards you or anything.
Yeah.
Or you guys or anything. It was just, it gets a little close to home, and, yeah. I mean, you know, that's just how it is. I mean, after something like that, it's anytime something like that happens. No matter the situation, the proximity between you and that person, it widens.
Yeah.
That's just how life is, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And yeah. So, and I guess I wanted to ask you, not to cut you off or anything.
No, you're fine.
Because I know you did want to hear my take on it.
No, you're good.
What do you think that has to do with what you just mentioned with the the charges and everything? In the situation, and okay, so the trust, I guess that's the main thing. So I can see that someone saying no right away is probably obviously a defense thing. It's your only defense. It's, no, I didn't say anything, but that was my bad. I'll take the hit on that one. That was my bad. I don't think I ever owned up to that one. So
no,
I mean, I knew that I shouldn't have told anyone, but I kind of like going along with what I was saying. I wasn't surprised.
Yeah.
When I told my barber, I didn't think he'd be surprised either because I figured he knew him. Yeah. You know what I mean. So like. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and
we
if
just
you don't,
And
I know, like, if you're just listening to this, if you don't really know this individual, so you don't know the full thing. So I'm sure a lot of people have already turned this off by now. But
no,
it's I know that Rosie listens to the show. She's told me, and I hope she checks it out because I think things happen, but it doesn't have to. I don't know. Sometimes, like, it's such a rare quality to find a friend. It's such a rare thing to find a friend. It's hard these days, and some people, they're okay with just kind of doing their own thing, especially in today's society. That's all you ever. I know about even like married couples that want to have their own bedrooms, like these celebrities and stuff. They want to have their own homes even.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of that happening these days. People are they want to keep to themselves. So, I was just talking in the last episode about isolation and being here for a week and how I was going stir crazy and blaming everyone I knew about my hat. I was missing. Where's my hat? Everyone's jealous of my hat. Where is it? I bet someone stole it. Yeah, you start thinking, weird things, and you start acting irrationally and blocking people, unfriending people when you're not out doing things. You know what I mean? When you're just kind of like isolating yourself. That's what happens. That's happened to me. I did that.
Yeah.
I've done all of that. So I don't know. I know you you had something prepared that you wanted to read.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you want to read that now.
Yeah,
we can go ahead.
Probably a good time.
Yeah. We can go ahead and get into that. And I'm going to go ahead and put the camera on you, and you got the floor.
All right. Rosie, wow. I can't believe 20 years of being friends is over just like that. I will never discredit your feelings over the Facebook post that was made, but do know it was taken down pretty quickly once I saw it. Don't drink in Facebook, people. It can be life-changing. It's funny because I wrote you a letter and had every intention to send it, then realized I didn't know your home address and didn't want to run the risk of dropping it off at your house awkwardly. And my feelings have changed from what I wrote, and glad I have this opportunity that you will hopefully hear me out. I'm sorry, but I can only be sorry enough as I didn't write the post. I can't help what someone else thinks or feels. I know that the person who did post it was remorseful and especially disappointed that it was the cause of you ending our friendship. At the end of the day, I would love if we could go back to the way things were pre-COVID, where we actually hung out, talked frequently, and there was no weird energy or tension. But I'm not going to beg you to be my friend either, as I feel that's how things were for the last few years anyway. And to be honest, I do feel a lot of peace not having to do that or wonder why you never want to hang out or talk or respond to texts. Maybe you have more peace too, not hearing from me. Who knows? I am a huge fan of having peace, so I would never fault you for wanting to have it. What I'm hoping to gain with saying all of this and hoping you'll hear it is that please know that this hurt me. The way you let our friendship go, that you didn't even think I was worth a conversation over what happened. You know the things going on in my life, and you just decided to eliminate me completely from your life. I guess I just wouldn't do that to a lifelong friend, so I'm struggling hard with that. The lack of closure, I feel like blocking someone like that is what you do to strangers, stalkers, people that openly harass you on social media, but I didn't do those things, and I'm not a stranger. So now I feel like I've said what I need to say. I trust you'll listen to this and hopefully reach out, unblock me, and we can have a conversation like adults. If not, there is one thing to say only, and it's from lyrics from one of our favorite bands that we've seen together many times. Do they not have pen and paper where you are? Because I haven't heard from you in ages. I relive each memory from time to time. So if that's it and we're done for good, I at least have 20 years of friendship to appreciate with a first apartment, first car, getting in an accident in the first car and then getting a second car, loss, devastation in both our lives, museum hopping in DC, a hell of a night out in Nashville, tricking you for years that the cops were after me, and the list goes on.
That was good.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was good.
And I really hope she does listen to it, and I hope I do hear from her. And if I don't, that's my answer, and I can live with that, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. I get it.
It's just never how I expected her and my, friendship to end like that, so.
Yeah. It is something certainly to consider. Rosie, if you're listening, definitely take heed to that. Yeah, it definitely sucks when you see, and I've had a lot of friendships that over the years that kind of just fizzled out, but they weren't like very solid bonds. They were more like, I don't know, just kind of like maybe someone I was in a band with, and we kind of it was never very like that lasted for years and years and years. I mean, usually they say, what was that? If you're a friend for over 7 years, it's a friend for a lifetime.
Forever friend, yeah.
Yeah, forever friend, Because
you have people in your life for seasons, but I never looked at, that was never my friendship with Rosie. It was always, I thought you know, I'll be in her wedding, she'll be in mine, we'll both have kids, you know, around the same time. Like, all the things that you think about when you're growing up and, you know, getting into your later teens and your adulthood, and that's just how you think, and that just, it never played out that way. I mean, even when I got with Dustin and I thought, like, oh, we'd go on all these double dates, and it's just, like, slowly, like, we just stopped hanging out, and, you know, even when she did get married, she didn't, you know, have me in her wedding. She said no one was walking in her wedding, and then her sister did walk in her wedding, and I was just like, man, like, it was just, you know, you realize maybe we weren't even ever that close. Maybe I thought more of the friendship than she did.
That sometimes happens, but, you know, I can say the same thing about her and I being dating. We dated for years and years and years, and we never thought that we would marry anyone else all throughout the whole time. We always thought, oh, yeah, we'll get married one day. Then I grew up and became an idiot. But
oh my god,
I mean, that's the gist of it. Well, I mean, it's you know, it's just life. You know, it's just life, and you know, it's weird sometimes. It's sad. Like my grandfather, like he's 95, and his you know, my mom, she basically brought him from PA. He lived in Scranton, PA.
Wow.
We moved him 2 summers ago.
Yeah.
Sold his house that he bought years and years ago. It was falling apart. The only thing to hold it together was the paint. It was terrible. We move him here. My mom basically took him in like a stray dog. I mean, this guy, he's never was around. He had multiple wives throughout his life, kids all over. I got Puerto Rican family all throughout. Seriously, all throughout Cleveland.
Hey, connect with that family.
Yeah, a little bit, I guess. But he, to this day, he hasn't spoke to my aunt, my mom's sister, since he left when she was like a teenager. And she goes to our church, so he can't go to our church. He's not allowed to go to church. He has to go to his own church because she goes there, and she wants nothing to do with him.
But it's a church.
But she doesn't even want to see him. She doesn't want. It's a smaller church. She doesn't want anything to do with him.
So if he showed up, would someone escort him off the property? Essentially,
she would leave.
Oh, okay.
And my mom doesn't want her to leave.
Yeah.
You know, so it's a rough thing.
Yeah.
And he wants to make up to her. Sometimes in life, I love my grandfather. Sometimes in life, man, Tony, if you're listening, which I know he's not, I'll send him this. He's got a smartphone.
He's got a smartphone.
He's 95. He's cool. Tony, sometimes in life you don't get to say you're sorry. Sometimes in life, I've thought a lot about this. Sometimes in life, it just is what it is.
Yeah.
There's been people in my life I'll never get to apologize to.
Yeah.
There's been people in my life where it's just life, and you enjoy the life that you had, the times you had, and again, Andrew Bernard, insert that meme right there. Andrew Bernard meme.
It's true though.
It is, and it's yeah, it is. So, didn't want to get so man. Maybe get change gears here and get a little.
Let's end on a happy note here.
Yeah, end on a happy note. That was a little dark and somber. That made no sense. My phone's about to die, so I'll take that camera off. I don't know why I even have that on there. So we'll do some videos here. We like to close with some videos here. I wish I had my camera here on my computer isn't working. Yeah, it sucks. So I hate this view. It's like not a very it's not a very flattering angle. My hips don't lie.
Oh,
so
my Lord.
We'll start with I like to keep a little lighthearted, change gears here. Saw this was kind of funny, whatever. stupid, right?
What is going on there? Like, what is going on?
Yeah, that's weird. Can you imagine doing that?
No.
Like, could you imagine? Like, I'd be afraid I'd get stuck in that thing.
Yeah, I would not do well.
All right. Anyways. All right. Here's this one. Let's see. You sent me a couple
I
too.
did, yeah.
Let's do one. You got. Speaking of Matthew McConaughey, you brought him up earlier. Here's one.
I love McConaughey.
I haven't actually even seen this. This is not the beginning.
On the road again.
Oh jeez.
Just can't wait to get on the road again. You wanna rock with me right now? Come on. Hero all night. And do what? And party every day.
You want to sing a Snoop tune with us?
Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot.
Oh my
Try to
god.
get at you. Talk it like it's hot. Sipping on gin and juice. What you mean? Laid back. Got my mind on my
Singing his
money and
own
money.
song. I love it.
All right.
Snoop is great.
He is. I love him.
Is that it? Snoop is great. He is a master at his own brand, which is Snoop.
Yep.
Did you see that he was like promoting that thing? It was a smokeless pit. He's like, yeah, I
Yes.
quit smoke.
Yes, he scared people.
Yeah, you're gonna
People
quit.
were concerned.
Yeah, seriously, because this guy, he hired his own blunt roller.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
guy's out of a job. So apparently, I don't know if I've talked to. I think I may have brought this up before actually on this show, but yeah, it went on and on and on promoting it, and then it came out. It was a smokeless fire. Actually,
Yeah.
I guess apparently that didn't go over well.
No, I don't think so.
No one bought that. Who wants a smokeless fire pit?
Yeah, I don't
what's
know.
the fun
That's
in
really
that?
Weird. Yeah.
It's like a heater with flames.
the point
basically.
is to have the fire.
Exactly. That's dumb. So I don't like that. Let's see another video. I'll do another. This is actually I started to watch this. I was intrigued by this, and you sent this one too. This is-
Yes, this is just so good.
Oh, honey, yeah, welcome to, Chili's. Yeah, welcome to Chili's, everyone.
Oh my god, girl, wow. Yeah, welcome to Chili's. Hey, girl.
Welcome to Chili's. Our steak is rare. Chili's, welcome to. Welcome to Chili's. Chili's. Welcome to Chili's. Welcome to Chili's.
that's
Best
good.
place on earth. Wow. Welcome to Chili's.
Welcome to Chili's. Hashtag living in Chili's. Hashtag Chili's. Hashtag welcome.
Welcome to Chili's, you guys. Oh, welcome to Chili's. Welcome to Chili's. Yeah. Welcome to Chili's.
Welcome to Chili's. I'm living my best life. You can't take that from me.
I don't.
Hello, sauce.
That was a
Welcome
Gypsy
to
Rose girl.
Chili's. Hi. Welcome to Chili's.
Welcome to Chili's.
Wait, I don't know half of these.
Really?
I only know a few of them, but she's good.
She's really good. Yeah.
Oh, honey, yeah, welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the best one. That's
Or
the first
Jennifer
one I heard.
Aniston.
When I
Yeah.
first saw him, I waited and I'm like, okay. So I just listened to that for the first time. That was
Yeah.
crazy. That was good.
Yeah, she's pretty good.
That was good. Oh, this one's kind of fucked up. You'll watch this in a second.
Is that a live fish? Oh my god!
Yeah, we get more intense as the videos go. Yeah, that was crazy, right? Can you imagine almost eating a person? That's like almost.
Dude.
It's like sitting there and you're eating something and then it comes alive.
Dude, no,
No,
way.
sorry,
No
sorry.
way.
That was a little sadistic. I
Oh,
apologize.
you think?
That was a little much. I've had that one. I wanted to share it for a while. So, is this? This is just because I saw it today.
Yes.
Here's a message that I'm sending to you.
Your music saved
I
my
know the
life.
song.
Do what you want to do.
Your music saved my life.
Yes.
It's the
Only way to get things done.
Put your mind to it, go for it. Get down and break a sweat, rock and roll. You ain't seen nothing yet.
That is amazing. Makes me want to go home and watch Saved by the Bell.
Right. So good. I saw that and I was like, okay, I got to
Oh
share
yeah,
that
that was
one.
a good one.
That's actually all I had loaded. We got to go out on that one, unfortunately. I wish I had a better one to go out
Hey,
on.
that's a good one to go out.
Okay,
on,
that
I
wasn't
feel.
bad. That was great. But yeah, thanks again for coming on. This was a lot of fun.
This was so much fun.
Yeah, seriously,
I
love
enjoyed
this.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that that this worked out and everything worked out, and I hope everything works out. So, looking right at the camera.
Me too. I hope everything works out, and you know.
And if not, the sun's gonna come up tomorrow
It will.
morning.
It
you know?
will.
So.
You sound like are you
Church
leaving
of God
your
Youth
camp days?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what they
And
used
the
to say,
sun's
man.
still gonna come out in the morning.
Right. I was just thinking about church camp. I was just thinking about how we would go from Sunday night, we would get there,
Yeah.
and we would stay until Friday morning.
Yeah.
And like that whole week, now it's only like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then there's Thursday, Friday. They separated it. And even I'll be honest with you, I played guitar at Church of God Youth Camp like maybe 4 or 5 years ago, and it was a bear. Just doing those 3 days, I was tired. I was whooped. Just walking around the new campsite and stuff and back and forth, it was crazy. But yeah, that's just something I was thinking about today out of nowhere.
Those were some good times.
It
at
was
church camp.
That was great. That was good stuff. That's again another podcast for another time.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, yeah, I'll talk to you guys soon. Later. Hey, thanks again for joining us on Your Drive Home podcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the show. And also don't forget to follow us on all of our social medias. We will talk to you guys soon. Until then, drive safe.